This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Let's let the speculation keep ramping up for this Edmonton Oilers GM decision. Now you've got it down to a couple of candidates where, well, as I think this guy on Twitter, Zane, put it best, this is the simple thing. I'll go get the tweet right now because you're going to kind of have a good chuckle with yourself here. Pardon me, let me go back to it, forward and up the screen. So Zane L96, he runs the Hockey Gods Twitter on, Twitter. Oilers GM candidates. Keith Gretzky, brother won 4 Stanley Cups with the Oilers in the 80s. Mark Hunter, brother won 3 Cups with the Oilers in the 80s. And Ken Holland, Bobby Nicholson's, as he puts it, buddy from Hockey Canada. Right there, ladies and gentlemen, the fun begins, right? Obviously, what I've kind of come to terms with today, I've had a lot of time out on deliveries, a lot of time thinking to myself, and we discussed the GM discussion again last night. A 3-headed monster might do the trick for the Oilers, but that's in the event now. It seems likely that is the scenario if Ken Holland doesn't accept the job. That's kind of the details coming out today. However, the thing that I'm going to caution, and I really have to try and stress, a lot of you guys have been taking it really personally that I float some of these topics. Really, this is all just to generate discussion with you guys. So at any time, give me your thoughts. Obviously, I don't like the personal attacks, but hey, if you got to personally attack me to get an answer, we'll get it going. However, that's me out of the way. That's my feelings addressed. Let's get to it. The feeling I had, the other feeling, hey, zap, quit. We don't need that. The other feeling I had today in the truck, like I said, driving around, lots of delivery time today, was the fact that I think Terry Jones put it best, is everyone says, not this guy, but they won't name their guy on Twitter as well today. My thing is, it's as easy as sports, entertainment, media is all who you know and who you BLOW. Trying to keep it a little bit more ambiguous than it should be, but you understand where I'm getting at? It's who you know and who you do that to in the sports, entertainment, and media industry. That's one of the main reasons I got out of it. I wasn't into the whole handshake, play nice with everybody every single day just to keep a job. That's not the way I like to operate, so that's me aside. But in the reality of the situation, I don't think at this point there is any general manager candidate that the Oilers can name, that the Oilers media can float. There is not one that somehow, some way, someone is going to find a tie back to the Old Boys Club or Bobby Nix's Old Boys Club at Hockey Canada at this point. That's just the hockey world and the candidates that are out there. And you know what? I'm the guy that toes the line that the Old Boys Club has got to go, obviously. But it's just, as long as this keeps going on, it will just keep getting worse from a fan and media perspective. That's the problem. So Ken Holland, let's discuss him, because Ken Holland has taken some heat already from Oilers fans for, pretty much doing the same thing Peter Chiarelli did in Edmonton, but I'll explain that in a little bit more detail. The article from Mark Spector is basically saying Nicholson informed candidates today that they won't be getting the job, but it's a delicate point where the final candidates, obviously Hunter, Gretzky, and Burke, not ruled out yet, because if Holland decides not to take the job, then they need the triple-headed monster, or one of the three, or however they go about it. It's Bob Nicholson. I don't trust Bob. Like I said in a comment, I don't trust Bob to tell me he's going to the bathroom and actually go to the bathroom. That's just the way, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. That's the kind of analogies I'm using to describe what I'm trusting Bob Nicholson to do with this GM search right now. So a little bit on Holland that Spector lays out is just completed his 36th season with the Red Wings organization, 22nd. This guy's been a GM in the league for over 2 decades with the Red Wings, and then won 3 Stanley Cups, 4 President's Trophies, and reached at least 100 regular season points at a league high 13 times. Okay, those are some damn fancy numbers. Yes, the success has dwindled off since about 2008 to 2010. That stretch, they've kind of dwindled down, gone dormant kind of deal in terms of things. They were still on that crazy playoff streak until the other year, so the Red Wings were still a very good team up until recently, And the problem is, yes, they found themselves one of the highest spending teams in the league. and finishing 28th overall in the standings this year. And that's exactly what greets him in Edmonton. So I guess what you look at it as is the situation with Ken Holland is, do you look at it from a hockey fan perspective where the Oilers are getting a guy who did Peter Chiarelli stuff all over again? Or are you looking at a guy who realizes his mistakes and is trying to atone for them by doing the right thing in this hockey club, by making the moves that made him a GM of absolute star power in Detroit? I don't know. It's a tough go because you look at either way, and I don't think it answers which type of GM we need. Obviously, we don't need another Peter Chiarelli. I'm not suggesting that, but you know what I mean? A GM willing to make moves. Peter Chiarelli was willing to make moves, albeit very stupid, but we need a GM willing to make moves, but also be conscious of building a better, faster, structured, yet cheaper team. You get where I'm going with that. And Ken Holland, a guy that pretty much obliterated Detroit to the point of that, but that's a couple of things with contracts and stuff going on. And we'll go take a look at Cap Friendly here because it's a little bit of a mess for the Detroit Red Wings right now. And this is just what I want to kind of give you an overview of with Ken Holland. However, the thing is, you can blame Ken Holland, but he's got the Detroit Red Wings at this point. He still owns the rights to those picks. 10 picks in this draft in the 2019 year, so that's not bad. And for the Detroit Red Wings, look at their forward group. The highest spender they have is Dylan Larkin at 6.1. Then you've got Franz Nielsen at 5.2. Justin Abdelkader, one that, Holland takes a lot of flack for. I think the term more than the contract value. And then Darren Helm, same thing, contract length. And then you got Anthony Mantha at 3.3. Thomas Vanek off the book. Andres Athanasiou, I always get that one wrong. Guys, that's $3 million as well. And then everybody else is dang cheap in Detroit, but they are in a rebuilding year. Same thing greets them in Detroit as it does with Edmonton, though, for Ken Holland, is the defensive overspending. Nicholas Kronwall coming off the books, but a 4.7 at 38 years old. In my opinion, no 36-plus-year-old hockey player should be getting more than $4 million. Yeah, there you go. Danny DeKeyser, the overpayment there, but that's only two bad overpayment contracts. And you've seen kind of the Oilers and how they've handed out contracts over the years under Peter Chiarelli and whatnot. It's similar, if not worse. So to say Ken Holland's somehow worse, I don't think he is as much, but you see the cap hits and stuff. Obviously, Jimmy Howard, another thing there, and Jonathan Bernier, another stupid deal as well. But what do you make of it, right? Like, these are the candidates that are being handpicked by Bob Nicholson. Okay, this is what I'm trying to relay is we can grill these guys down to the absolute stump of the tree, and they're going to be bad every single time because we've got somebody bad picking them. That's obviously the issue. Then you add in the fact that we've got two former GMs who both rightfully screwed up this organization, sitting in the upper chambers of upper management, whether in the Oilers entertainment group or in hockey ops, and holy crap, why would we get any actual candidate that doesn't have links to the Old Boys Club or Bobby Nicholson? Why? Because that is the game that is in Edmonton, and that's the way it goes all across the league. You know what? We pretend this Old Boys Club is only in Edmonton. It's all across the league, right? In Pittsburgh, Mario Lemieux owns the Penguins. Gee, right? That's what I'm getting at. And it's not that I'm advocating we should be fine with the Old Boys Club. It's just unless they would have let somebody else other than Bob Nicholson lead the search, it's who you know and who you blow for the Edmonton Oilers for yet another general manager candidate. And what do you do? What do you do as an Oilers fan? Because we can sit here and all argue about it, but it doesn't solve anything. We just look embarrassing to the other fan bases. I mean, I feel like I'm embarrassing a lot of the time too, but what else do you do? Right? If you don't discuss it, you don't get anywhere. But even you discuss it, you don't get anywhere. You get where I'm going with that 100%. It's just damned if you do, damned if you don't, and it's just no luck whatsoever at this point. So I really don't know where to go with this one, guys. Ken Holland, is he better for the job? Is he not? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments section below. Like I said, it's all about generating discussion. I'm not going in here saying Ken Holland is the perfect guy for the job. I'm not saying he's the worst guy for the job. Let me know in the comments section down below what your thoughts are. As always, I'm Tyson. This is Stolen TV. I will catch you in the next one.